According to David Harbour, Jim Hopper is his all-time favorite character, and he admits he's eager for Stranger Things to finish. With each season, the Duffer Brothers show has drawn in new viewers, breaking Netflix's US streaming record with the release of Season 4. We'll also discuss how Hopper's passing might have altered the show. Why is Harbour so excited for Stranger Things to end? Will Season 5 be the end of Stranger Things? First up, why is Harbour so excited for Stranger Things to end? Harbour plays Jim Hopper, the former police chief of Hawkins, Indiana, a small town. As Season 5 of the show approaches, the actor has revealed how it feels to formally retire from the part. Harbour says he's excited for it to be the end and is looking forward to pursuing new things. In an interview with the Phase Zero podcast, "There are so many other things that I want to do. It's also the most beloved role that I've ever portrayed. The Duffer Brothers are my favorite people, and they produce my favorite products. It naturally has a genuine grief to it as a result. The beautiful thing is that we're aware of it beforehand, so it doesn't surprise us and make us think, oh, that was the last time we got canceled. We all know this, so in that sense, I'll be able to give Jim Hopper, who I've loved, my entire heart during this year of filming, or for however long it takes to shoot 8 episodes." Next up, will Season 5 be the end of Stranger Things? The final season of Stranger Things can be as dramatic as it will likely be heartbreaking, since it will officially end 11 and the gang's courageous Hawkins battle. Season 5 of the show is expected to tie up several loose ends following the dramatic revelations from Season 4's finale. The Duffer Brothers have talked about how the entire plot of Stranger Things was planned out from the beginning, with the understanding that it would take 4 or 5 seasons. Therefore, there is no room for Stranger Things to go past Season 5, as it seems Hawkins has already met his end. The Duffer Brothers have, however, previously spoken about ideas for a potential Stranger Things spin-off that would be based in the same universe as the series. The Stranger Things producers dispelled speculations that the spin-off, which is thought to be in the early stages of development, would be 100% different from Stranger Things and would center on Steve and Dustin or even just 11 alone. While it's challenging to think that Stranger Things Season 5 will be the last time viewers see Hopper, 11, and the group, the prospect of a spin-off has many fans feeling as though there are still more stories to be told in this adored fictional world. Next off, 11 may have been killed. On the other hand, if Hopper had left the Stranger Things cast earlier than planned, the series could face profound changes. At the start of Stranger Things Season 4, 11, named Jane Hopper, struggles to adjust to life in California with the Byers family. She experiences tremendous bullying at school, especially from Angela. Their embarrassing antics eventually lead 11 to attack her with an ice skate. For assaulting Angela, 11 is detained and brought to a juvenile facility. Despite their best efforts, Will, Mike, and Jonathan cannot see or assist her without the presence of a legal parent or guardian. As it turns out, Murray and Joyce Byers, Hopper's legal guardian, are attempting to rescue Hopper from Russia, while Joyce is on a flight to Alaska with Murray. This modification might have had a significant impact. It is difficult to believe that the doggedly persistent Joyce Byers would have been willing to stand by and allow the cops to take 11 away. At the very least, she would have requested to see 11 or asked where she was going. Another point to take into account is that at this time, 11 was wanted by both Sam Owens and Lieutenant Colonel Jack Sullivan, the latter of whom was determined to kill her since he thought she was to blame for Chrissy Cunningham's brutal murder. Joyce could have given Sullivan the time he needed to find and murder 11 if she had successfully interfered with 11's arrest and transfer. Next up, 11 may not have regained her powers. In Stranger Things Season 4, Joyce Byers' intervention in 11's imprisonment may not have resulted in their deaths. Still, she might have made Dr. Sam Owens' attempt to give 11 her powers back more difficult. It's possible that Joyce stopped in to stop Owens from persuading 11 to travel with him to the Nina Project in Nevada. Although Joyce definitely wouldn't have been able to convince 11 not to go with Owens at all, given that she was aware that her friends and Hawkins were in danger, she almost indeed would have insisted on going, significantly complicating the task. After his interactions with Will in Stranger Things Season 2, Owens would have struggled to convince Joyce that his intentions were feasible given their troubled past. Joyce's potential interference with Brenner and Owens' intentions might have complicated their objective, especially in light of 11's repeated attempts to flee. 11 would not have reclaimed her powers, discovered that Vecna was Henry Creel, or been able to stop Vecna from killing Max if Joyce had successfully removed 11 from Brenner and Owens. Additionally, it implies Martin Brenner would not have perished in the Nevada desert. However, he almost definitely would have tried to find 11 more aggressively instead, putting the entire Byers family at risk, especially since the U.S. Army was also looking for her. Next off, Murray and Joyce may have ended up together. Most of Bob and Joyce's romantic relationships in Stranger Things ended tragically, with Bob being devoured by demodogs in Season 2 after courageously aiding the group in escaping, and Hopper passing away after Season 3. Murray might have stepped in if Hopper had continued to be dead, unable to finish his appointment with Joyce at Enzo's. Throughout Stranger Things, Murray is unnervingly perceptive at spotting sexual connections. Still, in Stranger Things Season 4, his character ironically starts to argue with Joyce in the same loud manner as Hopper does with her in Stranger Things Season 3. If Hopper hadn't been around, Murray and Joyce might have become friends because of their everyday experiences. After all, Murray would have been Joyce's first port of call if she'd been forced to act quickly to try to protect Eleven. They might have ended up in the Nevada desert to save Eleven, rather than traveling to Alaska to save Hopper. Murray and Joyce had the potential to be a pair that people would want to support, even though they were pretty odd. Murray might not have yet fared as well, given Joyce's past behavior. Next up, Russia's Demogorgon would still be a secret. The discovery that the Russian military has been conducting experiments on various animals and materials from Upside Down is one of the essential details in Hopper's storyline about Russia. They have a Demogorgon, which they feed prisoners to in the Kamchatka Gulag, as well as several demodogs and an enigmatic chemical that seems to be a component of the Mind Flayer, all of which are kept in murky laboratories. These findings have consequences, and it's feasible that Russia has opened a gateway to the Upside Down that is closer to the country. Hopper's death beneath Starcourt Mall would have prevented anyone from learning about this. The repercussions might have been more explosive had Russia's evil plans remained a secret for long. Stranger Things leaves a lot of questions unanswered regarding what the Russians were doing with so many creatures from the Upside Down. Still, it seems implausible that they could have kept the potent Demogorgon under check for all time. Only because of Hopper did the Russians discover the Demogorgon's vulnerability to fire, and sooner or later, it would have escaped, killing the guards, likely including Hopper's friend, Dmitri, whom he would have never met, the prisoners, and perhaps even venturing out to wreak havoc in the nearby Russian towns and villages. A devastating invasion from the Upside Down might have occurred if a gate had been left open in Russia, allowing the Mind Flayer to spread its influence beyond Hawkins. Next up, the battle for Hawkins would be bleaker. As the Upside Down starts to ascend into Hawkins as a result of Vecna's earthquake, Stranger Things Season 4 ends with Eleven and Hopper reuniting in their cabin with the rest of the group. Eleven and the group are more determined than ever to battle the Mind Flayer, Vecna, and anything else that could try to invade Hawkins from the Upside Down as they witness the terrifying sight playing out in front of them. If the group hadn't gotten this far without Hopper, the response might have been more down. Given that Harbour has played Hopper on Stranger Things for over 6 years, his conflicted feelings about the show's ending are understandable, but the series might have been way different if Hopper had left any time before he left now. Should Hopper have left the show earlier? How could the show be different if Hopper had left? Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching!